Now, there's no end in the wave of bombings that have rocked Syria over the past few days as two blasts hit the southern city of Daraa, killing many people. State media have reported that the two explosive-laden vehicles were detonated as Friday worshippers were leaving the Hassan Mosque. The foreign-backed group Jabhat al-Nusra is suspected of being responsible for the blasts. Moving to the north, in the city of Aleppo, a rocket hit a residential area, utterly destroying two buildings. At least 3 people were killed and 22 others injured. Earlier this week, nearly 110 people were killed and many more injured in terrorist attacks in the cities of Idlib and Aleppo. Well, from Washington, I'm joined by James Jatras, former U.S. Senate foreign policy analyst. Welcome to the program, sir. Mr. Jatras, the crisis in Syria is literally taking its toll on civilians and is taking a turn for the worse. Just what can be done to stop this crisis?
Well, what could be done to stop this crisis is for us to move toward a genuine national reconciliation and a negotiated settlement. And as I have consistently said, the only way that that can happen is if the Western powers take off the table the a priori demand that Bashar al-Assad must step down. We must have a negotiation with no preconditions. And we've got to end this policy of supplying weapons and money to these insurgent groups that include many groups like Jabhat al-Nusra that are al-Qaeda linked and engage in terrorism of this sort.
But we see in this process that several countries in the region, especially Qatar and Saudi Arabia, are funding and actually arming these terrorists in Syria.
That, unfortunately, is the case. I think they look at this as a kind of an ideological war, that they want to bring their Sunni clients in Syria to power, particularly the Muslim Brotherhood. They see this as a strategic move against Iran, which they consider an ideological as well as a geopolitical threat. And they think if they can keep up this behavior, they can find some way to drag NATO into this war the way the Obama administration intervened in Libya.
And of course, with NATO being involved physically on the ground along the border with Turkey, what will happen in the foreseeable future, do you think?
I think there's a real split in Washington, as there is elsewhere, between people who want to get us into this war and other people who don't want us in this war. And I think that that deployment there is designed as a tripwire to create an incident that would, quote, justify a NATO intervention. I think other people are opposed to that, but it's a very, very dangerous deployment.
Indeed. James Jatras, former U.S. Senate foreign policy analyst from Washington. Thanks for your time there, sir.